Debt doesn't have to be scary if you can differentiate a good debt from bad debt. And if you can identify when is the right time to take a loan yourself. Because you can use good debt to your advantage in growing your income if it's done at the right time. So let's dive into that. As a money mindset coach, I've been helping several Filipino professionals in breaking free from their recurring debts, from living paycheck to paycheck, from their unhealthy spending habits. And I feel like it's so important that we bring awareness around what is bad debt and what is good debt, because there's not just a scary debt that we need to pay off right away and we need to get rid of. We need to understand the difference so that we can use good debt to our advantage. So the easiest way for you to identify and know the difference is that good debt is where you take a loan where the value goes up, while the bad debt is when you take a loan, then the value goes down. So that's all you need to remember, is that good debt's value goes up over time, while the bad debt's value goes down over time. To explain this, let me give you real examples of good debts and bad debts. First example of good debt that I'm going to do myself is home loan. So my husband and I bought our dream property together, and right now we are paying for the monthly amortization payments, which is 10% of the total contract price that we're paying. So by the time the condo is turned over to us, we need to cover 90% of the contract price, which is worth millions and millions. So to make it easy for us, we are taking a home loan so that we could already cover that, and then we are able to pay for that home loan with flexible payment terms. So what makes this a good debt is because the selling value of the property has tremendously increased already by 2 million this year alone, and the condo is going to be turned over pa by 2027, and we can only imagine how much the selling value has increased by then. So for example, if we do decide to sell the property instead by 2027, malaki na yung kinita namin kasi lumaki na yung value ng property. So that's what I mean, that if we take this loan for the 90% remaining of the contract price of this property, tataas yung value ng property. Therefore, tataas yung value pag binenta namin. And so, kikita kami even if we take up that loan. This is what I mean how good debt can help you increase your income, multiply your income, done at the right time. Second example of good debt is when you take a loan for business expansion. So the key word here is expansion. It means that your existing business already has continuous cash flow, and you just want to take up a loan to leverage on the demand that you already have, because you know that if you have that extra capital, then you could use that resource to expand your capacity to produce more products and services. So for example, you already have a successful small business and you want to expand further because you see the demand is growing for your business. So it would be beneficial to get a loan for business expansion where you're able to use that as capital for, let's say, paying or renting for a bigger warehouse, or for paying for a bigger amount of inventory, knowing that there's already an existing demand that you just want to harp on, that you want to leverage on in growing your business even further. Another example is, let's say you already have an Airbnb business or apartment rentals, and you want to increase the value of that property where you can increase the rent. So you could take up a loan for business expansion where you could use that loan in revamping the place, renovating the place, in making it more aesthetic, getting an interior designer, in improving the overall vibes and design of the Airbnb or the rental, so that you could then charge higher for rent, or you could charge higher for a night stay. And that's what I mean, that the loan, the good debt value would increase over time. What's key here is that you already have existing demand for your business, and you just want to strike while the iron is hot. The demand is flowing, the demand is growing, and you want to take up a loan for business expansion so that you could answer more to those demands in increasing the value of your services, increasing and producing more of your products, so that you could increase your profit and revenue later on. Another example of a good debt is for the purpose of upskilling or education. So for example, if you enroll in this course or get this master's degree, then you'd be able to increase your earning capacity, you'd be able to increase your rates, you'd be able to ask for a raise, you'd be able to increase your salary when you shift to another career or move to another position, because you have these skill sets that would be more valuable. So it's basically seeing the loan as an investment because you're able to upskill, you're able to increase the value of your skills, and therefore ask for a bigger salary if you're in a corporate job, or if ever you are a freelancer or self-employed, then you're able to increase your rates or charge more for your services. So this is what I mean that the good debts value increase over time, because when you enroll in this course or enroll in this program or get this master's degree, then you'd be able to increase your value, your skill sets, and therefore charge higher for your income or salary. Now that you understand how good debts can be used to your advantage in increasing your earning capacity and growing your income, the next step is looking for a legit and credible lender. And I would recommend considering SB Finance's personal loan. They partnered up with me in this video to talk about their personal loan, which offers flexible and affordable financing options to help you achieve your goals for your home, business expansion, and upskilling. So what makes SB Finance legit is that they're an affiliate of one of the top banks in the Philippines, Security Bank, and they're also backed up by the Krungsri Bank of Thailand. They're a legit lender who's regulated by the Securities and Exchanges Commission and supervised by Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Now, here are the benefits of availing SB Finance's personal loan. First, it's a multipurpose cash loan where you can loan up to 3 million pesos with flexible payment terms up to 36 months. Applying for a loan with them is convenient, digital, and seamless. There are no application fees, and they'll be with you every step of the way. They also have convenient payment options nationwide, maybe Security Bank branches, online channels, or payment centers. They don't also require a collateral, so you can get the cash loan you need without worries. If you're an employed applicant with a locally issued credit card already that has been active for at least 12 months, you can just apply for a loan with just one valid ID. And when I tell you that SB Finance will be there with you every step of the way from the start of your application till the end, is that you can actually ask for an assistance from a loan specialist on their website. They can reach out to you. You just simply need to fill up a goal consultation form. And I love how this can really be personalized and accessible to everyone so that you could really feel at ease that you're taking a loan at the right time in line with the goals that you have. So you can apply for SB Finance's personal loan, may it be online or in person, whichever is most comfortable and convenient for you. You can do it through their mobile app called Zuki, which is available on the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Or you can visit the official SB Finance personal loan website and click Apply Now. I will include the links down below in my description box. I will also include a link there if you want assistance in asking for a consultation from a loan specialist, where you can fill up their goal consultation form and a loan specialist from SB Finance will reach out to you. Or if you're more comfortable in going to the branch, you can easily just go to a Security Bank branch near you. So if you feel like it's the right time to explore good debts and increasing your earning capacity to help you achieve your goals for your home, business expansion, or upskilling, then this is your sign to consider SB Finance's personal loan. Check their website linked in my description box below to learn more about SB Finance's personal loan, how to apply for a loan, and also get a consultation from them so that you can have more assistance. And make sure you click that specific link on my description box so that they know I sent you there. Now let's talk about examples of bad debts. It boils down to two categories. Is that first, you're taking up a loan because you're prioritizing your wants, like buying luxury items outside of your needs basically. And second is treating loans like additional income. So if you're taking up a loan under these two categories, then those will be considered bad debts because the value of that will decrease over time. And this is primarily what I help my clients with in breaking free from this kind of cycle of taking up another loan and then paying a loan with another loan, and it becomes this recurring cycle of paying debts with debts, and that is the bad debt cycle that we want to stop, that we want to avoid. And this is stemmed from unhealthy spending habits, an unhealthy mindset around money. And this is what I love talking about, that you cannot out-earn your debts, or you cannot out-earn the cycle of recurring debts unless you finally fix those unhealthy spending habits. This is what I mean that no amount of income will ever be enough if you don't have the right spending habits in place, if you don't have sustainable money habits in place. if you're in the cycle of impulsive buying, retail therapy, or overgiving to others that result to asking for loans or borrowing money, then that is an example of bad debt. And that is what you want to avoid. And that is really rooted from not having a solid foundation of sustainable money habits and systems in place. This is what I mean, that if you don't fix your spending problem now, then that will only be amplified when your income increases. What happens is that the additional money you earn just becomes extra money to burn. And that's what I've seen with several of my clients, that they come to me like, I'm earning a lot, but I don't know where it all went. I'm earning 6 figures, or I've earned 7 figures this year, but where did it all go? And that's when they realize that it's no longer an income problem, but a spending problem. And you'd be surprised that even if you see people who are earning more, but then they could get into this cycle of bad debts, and it's because of the money habits. It's because they always go back to the cycle of what's familiar, even if it's bad, because it's already a habit. And this is the pattern that I help my clients understand, identify, dig deep, and what keeps them going back to the same cycle of unhealthy spending habits, so that they could break that cycle from the root cause for good, and that they could feel confident that they will no longer go back to the cycle of debts. And because I believe that sometimes what my clients tell me is that I could pay off my debts, but it's hard to stay debt-free. You could pay off your debts, but it's not an assurance that you're going to be debt-free. This is what I mean when we talk about debt-free. It's like free of bad debts, the bad debts that I just talked about, right? If you want to learn more how I exactly help my clients in breaking free from the cycle of recurring bad debts, and how they're able to break free from unhealthy spending habits and finally build sustainable money habits and systems, then I recommend you sign up for my weekly email series, Financially Free Fridays. Every single week, I send truth bombs to your inbox, where you're gonna get inspired by real-life case studies, real-life success stories from my clients who have done exactly that, so that you can really visualize how possible it is for you. And ultimately, on the other end of the spectrum is avoid this kind of cycle. Avoid this cycle that could lead to that. Because some of my clients tell me that good thing na stop ko na impulsive buying, na stop ko na yung retail therapy before it got into really bad debts. So before it could get to bad debts, how to avoid it, that's what I talk a lot about in my weekly email series. It's completely free. You just need to sign up through the link in my bio right there. And I'm so excited to send you those truth bombs in your inbox. Now let's talk about when is the right time to take a loan to make sure that it becomes good debt and not bad debt. Here are the 3 signs that you can look into. First sign is you already have an emergency fund as your safety net. Because the misconception is that I take a loan as my emergency, but no, if you want to have good debts, then you're not gonna rely on the debt in order to cover yourself for emergencies. If you want to have good debts, if you want to be a responsible borrower, then it means that you already have an emergency fund that serves as your safety net. The debt, the loan, doesn't become your safety net. So when it comes to an emergency fund, at least have 3 to 6 months worth of your monthly living expenses. That would be your target emergency fund for yourself, so that you don't have to worry about, will I be able to cover the monthly payments for this loan? Second sign is that you have clear ROI, that your loan will yield more value over time. So ROI is return on investment, right? So you need to understand, okay, when I take this loan, how will this value increase over time? How will this increase my earning capacity? How will this increase or grow my income after doing this? You need to have clear ROI, or clear outcome, for the increase of value that this loan will give you. So for example, for me, I know that if I take up this home loan, I know that over time, as I pay for this, the property's value that we're paying for is also increasing. The value to sell this property is also increasing. So I may see that there's interest in paying for that loan, of course, but then if I see over time that the property's value will out-earn that interest I'm paying for with that loan, then I know it's good debt, right? So this is what I mean, that you need to have clear ROI with regards to that. So may it be for your business expansion, or if you're enrolling in a course or master's degree, I want you to be really clear of what the outcome would be, so that you don't just, oh, parang ang saya ng course na to, oy, parang ang saya nitong, if I take more inventory for my business, or pag I take this master's degree, parang parang cool. Like all of these things are fun and exciting and could yield value for you, yes, but you need to have a clear outcome. Like in the next 6 to 12 months, what will this loan allow me to do so that it could become good debt and not a liability? So may it be like, okay, when I take this loan, I'll be able to cover the inventory that will increase my profit by 50%, for example. Or if I use this loan and I will be able to pay for that course or that coaching program, then I know in the next 6 to 12 months that I'll be able to grow my income. I'll be able to grow my savings. I'll be able to increase my confidence that would translate to increasing my income capacity, in seeing my value in me. Therefore, I'll be able to increase my rates or increase my income. It has to be very clear so that you become intentional in taking the loan. It needs to be super specific and clear to you so that you get to prioritize it and know that this debt becomes a good debt because you see the value that it will give you over time. Third sign that you're ready to take a loan that will turn into a good debt is that you have continuous cash flow from your employer or business. This is so important because sometimes even if you have the intention of getting a loan for good debt, it could turn into bad debt if you don't have continuous cash flow. So for example, let's say you have the intention of taking a loan for expanding your business. Okay, so that could turn into good debt, but then there's a potential of that turning into bad debt if you don't have confidence in continuous cash flow in your business, which I think is so important so that you also don't get pressured that you're paying a lot of debts or paying a lot of expenses. So you need to have continuous cash flow from your business if you want to expand your business so that it gives you confidence that you'll be able to pay for the monthly payments without feeling pressured or without feeling overwhelmed by hustling and burning yourself out in your business. Let's say you're an employee and you want to take a loan in order to enroll in a course or get a master's degree, which could potentially be a good debt. But let's say, for example, you don't have an emergency fund or you haven't been regularized yet by your employer, and so there's a danger of like we won't be able to have continuous cash flow even if the payment terms for your loan is like up to 24 months, right? So you want to feel confident that the payment terms that you have, let's say you have 24 months payment terms for your personal loan, okay? You need to be confident that in the next 24 months, I have continuous cash flow, may it be from being employed or from your business. So that you need to be confident in that so that you know that it's really the right time to take a loan and that you know that the debt is a good debt and it doesn't become a liability. Now, let me share quick tips for you to get approved for your personal loan with SB Finance. Number one, check the requirements and documents needed to be submitted. It's listed down in detail on their website that's linked in my description box. May it be if you're employed, self-employed, the requirements are different. So make sure that you really tick off what's needed and that you prepare them accordingly because that will make the application process and approval process more seamless. Take note that there are no fees collected during your loan application process with SB Finance. If ever, the processing fees and the documentary stamp taxes will only be deducted from your proceeds upon loan release. Second tip for getting approved is making sure you know the correct loan amount that you need. Basically, only loan the amount that you really need. For example, if you want to take a loan to pay for a bigger amount of inventory for business expansion, then be crystal clear on exactly what that amount is. So again, you also be intentional of the desired ROI that you'd like to get out of buying that inventory. Or let's say if you're going to enroll in a master's degree or you're going to enroll in a course, how much exactly ba yun so that you can just ask for that specific loan amount. Or for example, if you're going to renovate your Airbnb so that could increase the value and rent of your Airbnb, how much exactly by yung interior designer, yung contractor, yung appliances, so that you can really specify the specific amount that would cover that, and that's the correct loan amount that you would only need. And please make sure always read the terms and conditions before applying for a loan so that everything checks out for you. Also, SB Finance shared with me that loan applications may be subject for approval based on company policies. Third tip to get approved for your personal loan is make sure that your income can cover the monthly fee of the loan. Of course, there's interest depending on the loan amount that you're going to apply for. So in order for you to know if you're able to cover that with your existing income, it's super convenient that SB Finance has a loan calculator on their website. It will immediately show you what's the potential amount that you're going to pay for month to month depending on the flexible payment terms that you want, the financing options that you'd like. So it gives you the assurance that not only will you be be able to cover that with your existing income, but also that SB Finance will also be able to easily approve your loan request. Check the website of SB Finance linked in my description box below to learn more about their personal loan, how you can apply, what are the requirements, also the monthly fees depending on the loan amount that you need, so that ultimately I want you to have the due diligence that when is the right time to take a loan for yourself and how to make sure that it will become good debts. And if you want to get inspired on how I've helped my clients in breaking free from the bad debts, breaking free from the cycle of recurring debts, check out this video and get ready to be inspired.